Welcome to XFO Intelligence Podcast. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into groundbreaking research that could revolutionize how you think about business strategy and wealth preservation. Have you ever wondered why some businesses thrive while others slowly decay, even when they seem to be doing everything right? Curiously, why family wealth often dissipates by the third generation? The answer lies in a force so fundamental, so pervasive, that most leaders don't even recognize it's working against them. Today, we're exploring Brendon Wong's Deep Augmented Thinking method, a framework that doesn't just fight this invisible enemy, but actually harnesses its power for competitive advantage. Let's start with the elephant in the room, entropy. Quizzically, now I know what you're thinking, isn't that a physics concept? Enthusiastically, well, yes, but here's where it gets fascinating. Entropy isn't just about ice melting or buildings crumbling. It's the silent force eroding your business success right now. Consider this. Think about your organization. How many times have you seen strategic clarity dissolve into conflicting priorities? Emphatically, innovative energy decay into bureaucratic red tape. Competitive advantages simply evaporate as markets evolve. This isn't bad management, this is entropy in action. Wong's research reveals something shocking. Traditional approaches to strategy and management often accelerate entropy rather than counter it. Sardonically, more data creates more confusion, more processes create more complexity, more analysis creates more paralysis. Sound familiar? But here's where deep augmented thinking changes everything. Instead of fighting entropy, DAT works with its principles. It's a human-AI collaboration framework that creates what physicists call local reductions in entropy. Clearly, think of them as islands of order and purpose in an ocean of randomness. Let me break down how this actually works in practice. First, transforming information chaos into strategic clarity. While most organizations are drowning in data overload, DAT cuts through the noise. Companies using this approach have reduced research and analysis time by 60% while achieving 40% higher decision quality. That's not just efficiency, that's evolutionary advantage. Secondly, preventing knowledge dissipation. You know how organizations lose institutional wisdom when key people leave? DAT's legacy vaults preserve strategic knowledge, preventing the typical 70% wealth erosion by the third generation in family offices. Thirdly, creating order from market chaos. DAT's foresight capabilities allow businesses to predict risks 6 to 9 months earlier. Imagine having a crystal ball that shows you regulatory changes before they happen, competitive threats before they materialize. And fourth, this one's my favorite, channeling creative energy productively. DAT generates 5 to 8 times more breakthrough insights by connecting unrelated domains. It's like having a genius pattern recognition system that sees opportunities everyone else misses. Let me share a real example. A technology company was losing market share despite having superior products. Traditional analysis revealed nothing useful, just more confusion. The problem? Information entropy was drowning their decision-making process. DAT helped them identify the 2% of market signals that actually mattered among all the noise. They preserved their core engineering knowledge while accelerating adaptation. Most importantly, they created a coherent innovation strategy connecting seemingly unrelated technological trends. The result? They didn't just stop losing ground, they began gaining it, turning entropic decay into evolutionary advantage. For family offices, the applications are even more profound. One multi-generational family was facing the classic entropy problem, wealth and values fragmenting across generations, institutional knowledge disappearing. DAT provided generational continuity through AI-powered legacy vaults, holistic wealth strategy modeling, and stakeholder harmony frameworks. The outcome? A 70% reduction in projected wealth decay and identification of a $140 million opportunity in climate policy shifts. Here's what makes DAT fundamentally different from traditional consulting or AI approaches. Most solutions either move too slowly, allowing disorder to increase, or provide shallow analysis that creates the illusion of order while actually adding to chaos. Conversely, DAT creates a different dynamic entirely. It transforms data into strategic insight, addresses root causes rather than symptoms, builds adaptive systems that evolve rather than rigid structures that shatter. The deepest insight from Wong's research is this: sustainable advantage doesn't come from resisting change, but from creating systems intelligent enough to continuously adapt, learn, and reorder themselves against the constant pull of dissolution. This enables what Wong calls negentropic advantage, the ability to maintain coherence amid chaos, preserve wisdom amid change, sustain innovation amid constraints, and uphold values amid pressure. Now, you might be thinking this sounds too good to be true, but remember, the universal tendency toward disorder means doing nothing isn't maintaining status quo. It's gradual decline. The question isn't whether entropy will affect your organization or wealth. The question is whether you'll have the tools to work with its principles. Those who understand entropy and master frameworks like Deep Augmented Thinking can create something extraordinary. Organizations and legacies that don't just endure, but evolve. That don't just preserve value, but create new forms of it. In a world pushing everything toward disorder, creating and sustaining meaning becomes the ultimate competitive advantage. That's the promise of Deep Augmented Thinking. If you're intrigued by these concepts and want to explore how they might apply to your situation, Wong offers complexity audits to identify where entropy might be eroding your strategic position, along with DAT system demonstrations and legacy strategy sessions. The future belongs to those who can create order from chaos, meaning from randomness, and sustainable advantage from the very forces that destroy their competitors. That's all for today's episode of XFO Intelligence Podcast. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more cutting-edge insights and let us know in the comments how you're seeing entropy manifest in your own organization or wealth strategy. Until next time, keep thinking deeper.